Hi, I'm Ryan Marsh. I've been gaming since around preschool, and I've been part of the club for about 2 years now. UCGC is the Yukon Gaming Club, which was originally started on Store's campus in 2012. We've continued since then and have continued to expand into many more games since the original two. We now include Hearthstone, League of Legends, TF2, Overwatch, CSGO, and a few others.
There's not that many girls in the club, that's for sure. I think for the club as a whole, I've seen maybe less than 20 online, and in person I've seen less than 8.
I think there may be some hesitancy for girls to come to the gaming club because it's largely seen as a very kind of male-dominated pastime or group.
I have to say I was hesitant joining the club my first year. I was just really intimidating. I didn't know what people would think about me. So then my second year I was like, okay, like I'm gonna join, and then it was a whole like room of guys and like maybe like 2 or 3 girls.
At the start of the year, like when all the freshmen were moving in, there was like the Subak block party. And what ended up happening was that I had to help run the gaming club's like joint collaboration event with the block party. These like girls approached me and they were like, is this like a thing that only boys can do, or like, you know, can girls do it too? And I remember like I just felt like really awkward answering that because, you know, like I'm a girl too.
I think generally women can be viewed in terms of a negative light. There's a lot of just kind of, oh, they don't really know as much or they can't perform as much, but over time we've seen that this is just unfounded, especially with the recent Hearthstone Grandmasters winner being a woman.
Because in Smash Bros it's very like one-on-one tournament style stuff, and it's like very hard to get into, I think. So there's that, and there's also just the general idea for girls like, oh, I can't really like do it because I'm a girl, which is definitely not like everybody's mindset going into it.
I have had just random individuals, like random men, be like, oh my god, you're a girl, or like kind of like be derogatory, but no one that I know, like man-wise, has said anything like rude to me. It's more just like the random people you meet online that just like don't care.
Online in general, like, you know, it's like, oh, you're a girl, like you must play worse because you're a girl, or like, oh, you can't be like a girl because you're playing so well. I think that's bullshit, I'm gonna be real with you. When I joined the club, there was definitely like a little bit of like anxiety. There was actually this one person who was like giving me like a lot of trouble and like kind of hitting on me. It was really uncomfortable. But done ever since like middle school, high school, it's just easier for me to like masquerade as like a guy instead of being like, hey, I'm like a woman, because that way I'll get a lot less, oh no, like you can't be a girl, you have to prove it, show us a picture. And it's like super annoying. It's like I'm there to press buttons and not, you know, because I want to get hit on.
I think there is a big issue with over-sexualization of women. It's definitely getting better, but it's an issue that I guess the gaming industry has been working with for a while, especially with game development being a very male-dominated, I guess, world. The view on women was different, but now that the women are becoming more and more involved, I think that's getting a lot better.
In recent times, there's definitely like less over-sexualization of women, because like, you know, if you look back in like the 90s, there was like Chun-Li and like she's very like hourglass and she's got like these massive thighs and moves and stuff like that. Nowadays, it's cool to see how developers are taking steps to like lower, or not, I guess, keep it either the same level of sexualization, which is to say hyper-sexualized, or no sexualization.
I think it's important to put it into context of how many games there are and how many representations of people there are. So if you want to take a critical look at it, which there are some representations that are definitely too far, you have to take it into terms of context of the entire video game industry, which I think some people miss, but the kind of pointing it out is still important.
I don't really know of that many online communities for girl gamers. I know there's subreddits and stuff like that. What you see a lot on Twitter is sometimes some girls will be really snippy with each other, I'm the only girl gamer in this group, and I think that's such a horrible mentality to have. On one hand, I think it would be cool if there were woman-only spaces, but on the other hand, I feel like that also ruins the point, because the point is to have women integrated as equally as men, and the female-only space just really undermines that.
The company I work with, we are owned by the same company that owns Riot Games. So I don't know if you or if anyone ever followed up on the Riot Games scenario, but they essentially had a huge scandal where they treated women horribly. But I've seen a lot of women rise up to lead roles and positions in companies where they earn the same, if not more, than men.
I would like to see more girls come up. I know it's because I want to break down the stereotype that this is guys only club.
Over time, I see it getting better, especially at the involvement fair. There's definitely more women coming up to the booth and trying to get involved. And over the time that I've been involved in a leadership position, I've seen more come to meetings, come to the tournaments and other events.
I like to tell specifically girl gamers at UConn, don't let other people put you down, don't put yourself down. Something that somebody once told me in high school is that they said they really respected me because I didn't judge people based on what they played or how well they played. I just enjoyed that they liked the same things as me, and I think that's amazing, honestly. So do what you love, that's important.